Hello, hello. What's going on? Sorry, y'all. I thought it was at 12:30. That's my bad. I do apologize about that. Welcome in, everybody. We missed about 15 minutes of practice already, but SVG, all you need to know is he's on top of the leaderboard with Byron and Graxon and Bell. But welcome in, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. Appreciate all the love. Sorry about being late, but what's up, Billy Bowles, Bronny? What's up, Kenneth Clark? What's up, Danielle? What's going on? Hello, hello, hello. I looked into the chat and I see Bronny saying, CeeLo, it started already. I was like, oh man. But thank you guys for hanging out. Let's get to it. And let's look here. Willie B taking over the lead spot here. So let's take a look here. And let's go here to this. And that counts. That scanner. Come on.
And lead laps and potentially get your way to victory lane. Right now, Will Brown is ninth on the leaderboard here in Group 1. 9 minutes, 35 seconds remain. You talk about
Sorry about that, y'all. 9 minutes left. Bad. CeeLo.
So in the field is a driver that's been dominating the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, winning to the tune of 5 times so far. Corey Heim is back with 2311 Racing. An update on Corey with Chris Wilner.
Making his third Cup Series start here this year, Mike. It's also a special day today. It's his 23rd birthday. What a birthday present, getting to drive a 2311 Toyota around the streets of Chicago. And you mentioned his road racing success and his success in the Truck Series. Talked to Corey a little bit before he climbed aboard that 2311 Toyota. He said all of those road racing victories have each been different. Some have been dominant, some have
The best 5-lap average. Awesome.
on a race truck. He said all that experience battling either adversity or just maximizing on a really good day has helped him prepare for running this car, his first ever road course start in a Cup Series machine. A lot of sim work has gone involved. He's leaned on a lot of drivers, but Corey has never been more confident going into his Cup Series race as he is this weekend on the streets of Chicago. So certainly will be one to watch. And you guys talked about the pressure of Will Brown coming aboard and running his first Cup Series race. For Corey, he's one of a handful of the open teams that have to qualify in to make this race. Remember, we're sending one driver.
24 has the best 5-lap average.
Later this afternoon.
Awesome.
Corey does not want to be that driver.
Welcome in, everybody. Appreciate you hitting that like for us. We're a little behind. Thank you for being here. Hit that like for us. Let's go.
Again, 2311, and a special happy birthday to him today.
You mentioned the open cars, and let's talk a little bit more about that. If you're relatively new to NASCAR, what that means is cars that don't have a guaranteed spot in the field buy via a charter. Now, here this weekend, drivers that must qualify in on speed will be Will Brown. Austin Hill for Richard Childress Racing has got to do that. Josh Balicki has got to try to do that with Garage 66. Mentioned Corey Heim with 2311. Catherine Legg from Live Fast Motorsports is also in that mix as well. That's going to have to try to get in on qualifying, which will be coming up here in just a little while.
Now that is a gut check right there, because most of the time when everybody shows up, everybody's got a starting spot. Somebody's going to go home, and somebody will not be able to participate here on Sunday.
And that brings even more pressure. You got to go out there and find the edge. You got to find the limit of your car and the street circuit itself here in practice. But if you push it too hard and get into the
Now the 88 has the best 5-lap average.
Right after practice, you may miss qualifying, and if you're an open car, you're not going to be in the show. So
all right, happy
fine line that these open
Anita Watermelon.
And these are the stories inside
Logano. Last road course was Watkins Glen, so he can win here too.
He's going to miss the rest of practice. He'll have to start at the back of the pack tomorrow. Then we've got Cup cars on the racetrack, giving them some more time. We've got 6.5 minutes to go, and there's a new name at the top of the league.
6.5 minutes to go.
Now, William Byron of Hendrick Motorsports is going to the top. Basically, a 91-second lap around this 2.2-mile road course has put Willie B atop the leaderboard. Shane Van Gisbergen, Noah Gregson, Ryan Blaney, Christopher Bell, the top 5. Ross Chastain in 6th, Corey Heim in 7th, Todd Gilliland, Will Brown 9th, and John Hunter Nemechek in 10th.
I look at this top 10, and there's a name that kind of jumps out at me, and that's Noah Gregson. For a moment, Gregson was the fastest car here in practice. He's been shuffled back now to the number 3 spot. He's run 5 laps in the practice session, has Noah Gregson. But to see Noah come out here today in this practice session for Front Row Motorsports and put down the type of lap times that he's been able to do, It's opening some eyes, I mean, including my own. He did have a top 10 finish early.
What happened? Looks like he spun, I guess. Someone said he spun.
Just outside Houston, Texas. So it shouldn't be that big of a surprise, Mike, but given the
where's the 8? Let's see. Let's see. Just taking a look here.
Third right now.
He's in Group 2. He's not in this one.
Is with Noah sitting third on the leaderboard. We've also got his Front Row Motorsports teammate in Todd Gilliland sitting there in the 8th position. So those Front Row Motorsports Ford Mustangs operating very well. Of course, Zane Smith will be going out in Group 2.
As cars continue to practice here, this is Group A. We've got 5 minutes remaining. Now, Kurt Becker, your position out turns 3, 4, and 5. We've seen a handful of drivers in this practice session.
What's up, Gary? Good to see you. Bowman might be no good at this track. Give him heck. 4 minutes to go. I promise I'll be on time for the Xfinity race. Jeez.
When the cars get on the Lakeshore Drive,
hit that like. We're trying to get to 100 likes. 33. Let's go. Keep it going.
It's quick. It's almost just like if you picture a normal back straightaway, just with a slight quick kick thrown into it. It is a quick right-hander. So there's still a lot of momentum.
Yeah, Catherine Leggs in Group 2.
Reaches the end of Lakeshore and then has to make the...
Ooh, SVG missed a turn. Is that SVG? Yes, it is. SVG missed a turn.
Practice. If you've got somebody to your right and you're going door to door, or if you're just carrying too much speed off the end of Lakeshore, you're going to err on the side of caution.
7th at Roval and Charlotte, 6th at Coda this year, and 1st in Mexico City. Let's see what he can do here.
Chase Briscoe is one. Justin Haley is another. You mentioned Shane Van Gisbergen. They've all been trying to deal with that fast to slow.
Bowman's my pick for this weekend. He's good here. Yeah, he won last year here too, Big Gator.
The texture of turns 3, 4, and 5. And you know, Dave, once they ace all of that, if they're able to make it through that,
keep hitting that subscribe, y'all up there.
Interesting courses, which is turn 6, smack them at your feet. Case in point, Noah Gregson.
Brown now in 8th. Will Brown in 8th in that Chevrolet.
Turn number 6. Locked up that right.
Love that Chase Briscoe Patriotic Bass Pro Shops. What's up, Big Gator? 3 minutes left in this practice. I do apologize, y'all, for late arrival.
A chance on digging up the race car, or do we shout?
Yeah, football game's already out.
Just run and look on into qualifying. Close call a moment ago. The no Gregson got away clean.
Ryan Blaney's just going to the top 5. He's up to the 4th.
Blaney top 5 in 4th spot there. Christopher Bell, my pick to win.
Steve Post. Noah Gregson, 3rd fastest.
Yeah, I'm listening to Noah Gregson talking to Group Lincoln surfers. They feel really good. He said the car on the first run drove really, really good. They came in, made some adjustments.
Wow, moving on up. Look at 3rd.
It was a little bit of a rougher ride.
Will Brown.
Which is coming out of the Fountain Plaza. A right-hand turn, and the car's just hopped down there.
2 minutes to go in this practice.
What the car did. Now, the team is also looking at the SMT data, which is all of the satellite telemetry data that they get from other teams. And Noah is using, and I think it was turn number 10, he was using second gear there, and they said the only other one using second gear there was Shane Van Gisbergen. So it's a learning process. I think we start with a foundation with Noah Gregson of a good race car. He felt really good about the car.
Will he be in the pits? Got Will Brown, Gregson, Blaney on the track.
2 on the SMT data, Shane Van Gisbergen. I think if you're Noah Gregson in this Front Row Motorsports team, you got to feel.
I hope the 11. He's horrible here, Daniel. He's only got 1 top 10 finish in 18 starts on a road course. He's not going to get it figured out. He's not good here. Will he be scrape the wall?
Has just come through turn 10. Alex, and gave the Jersey barrier a big old whack.
Yeah, he did. There are no safer barriers here. They're gigantic concrete barriers that are going all the way around this race course. And that was coming out of turn number 10, out of the off of.
Will he be hit the wall?
And the left rear of that car.
And Watkins Glen, yep, 2016.
And has done significant damage now.
Horrible.
The suspension. The left.
What was that 35? I have to replace that.
When it's supposed to be rolling straight.
And Rudy Fugle and the crew are right now tending to that race car. It is a.
He'll do better tomorrow. Just watch. I hope so. but I ain't expecting much.
Now it's not happy. I'm sure Williams not either. Because Alex, this is coming the worst possible time. If they can't get that car put back together, they got to go to the backup.
Willie B bang the wall. That's right. Willie bang the wall. Willie B bang the wall.
And if they do have to go,
Christopher Bell, 51 career laps led at the Chicago Street Course. He knows this track. My pick's the 9 for tomorrow. Kenneth Clark. What's up, James? Good to see you.
2.2 miles.
Oh, we're going to have multi. Yeah, you're right, Jermaine.
Side driver's left and a driver's right. Each one of those walls weighs 10,000 pounds. So we've got approximately 25 million pounds of concrete walls around this race course.
That is a lot of concrete, my friend. Red and black flags are waving in the start finish.
That is on the first practice. I do apologize. Back with you, CeeLo. Awesome as always. Saying hey to the Kiwi and Aussie followers now slightly addicted to NASCAR. Bruce, appreciate you being here. Thanks so much. I want to apologize, guys. I looked at my NASCAR time wrong. I said at 12:30. It was actually 12 o'clock. I do apologize. So we missed about 24 minutes of coverage that we could have had. I do apologize. So that won't happen again. We will be here for the NASCAR Xfinity Series race later on today for the Loop 110. I will be early for that. And I promise you, I do apologize. So thank you guys for being here. SVG on the pole for the Xfinity race today, the Loop 110. And right now, he's in P2, but Willie B scraped the wall, so we'll see what happens with that. Will Brown finishes third in that Chevrolet, 13 Chevrolet. Here's Noah Gragson, Brian Blaney, Christopher Bell, Ross Chastain, Corey Heim, Todd Gilliland, John Hunter Nemechek, Austin Hill, Chase Briscoe, Austin Cindric, Riley Herbst, Cole Custer, Joey Logano, Daniel Suarez, Josh Bilicki, Justin Haley, Josh Berry, Denny Hamlin there in 21st, and Cody Ware. And I don't think Denny might be, I heard Denny spun, so maybe that's why he didn't even complete a lap. And then Cody Ware. So that is practice number 1. We're going to move to group 2. I do apologize with that, though. And we'll see how these drivers do on the street course here in Chicago. We are now in group B. Group B, and then we'll have a Group A and Group B qualifying run as we are in Group. Ware's in Group 2. Okay, Cody Ware's in Group 2. Thank you. 11 out of practice. Yeah, I guess he spun, Ryan Reed. Darn time zones. They can be so confusing. Well, normally on my app, it tells me, and I swear I thought I saw 12:30, but it was probably 12 o'clock. Do apologize about that. All right, so Group 2, and I'll see if they do it like they did the Xfinity Series, or will they put everybody together? We'll see what happens here. Let me refresh and see what happens. Come on, NASCAR.com. Just one. Practice. I'm talking about practice. You know what I'm saying? I'm just talking about practice. Right about there is where I need to be. All right. I think they're saying that Denny Hamlin blown up. Oh my gosh. Jeez. I told you. Not looking forward to this race with him. Hamlin blew up the engine again. Good gosh, Denny. What the heck? Backup car for Denny, back of the pack. Bad day tomorrow, y'all, for Denny Hamlin. All right, you can see it. But, you know, maybe we can jump the stage, get up there with that. We'll see.
In between, when he's been able just to run laps on a road course and get into a rhythm.
Torres, we should have NASCAR, the movie, soon. Maybe IndyCar or Motor as well. Byron probably in the back. I don't think so. I think he just scraped the wall. So
When they come to turning both left and right.
Next weekend, Sonoma.
But, have a challenge in front of them. They have adversity. Can't dwell on it now.
What's with the back-to-back road courses, y'all? That's annoying.
Get the engine changed out. Come back tomorrow.
Maybe use less nitros, Denny. Daniel. All right, Devil. See you later. Subscribe. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Thanks so much for being here.
A couple of drivers getting in Dutch there with some of the barriers and some of the challenges to the road course. We've seen it in Group 1. Right now, Group 2 is just hoping to get through this portion of practice unscathed. queued up in the pits. And we'll have Group 2 cars on the racetrack coming up shortly. From the NASCAR Chicago Street Race, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of that.
All right, so thank you guys for hanging. See, Ronnie says, annoying for you, just not for folk from down under here. Yeah, right, and right, yep. SVG in second, Brown in third, Group 1 practice. It's good. Will Brown. Wouldn't that be something he could win this thing tomorrow? Shock some people. Of course, he wouldn't make the playoffs because he hasn't been doing all the races, but we are here in Chicago, Illinois for the Chicago Street Race, and we are bringing you our coverage today for the NASCAR Cup Series practice and qualifying. We're going to bring you Group 2, full Group 2 action, and then practice or qualifying for Group 1 and Group 2. And then we will crown a pole setter for tomorrow's race. Thank you so much, Sylvester Steele. Thank you so much for subscribing. Cruz as well. I missed Cruz and Papadon. Pop. I think I said hello to that. The horsepower is so low, it just goes poof nowadays. Yeah, right? But Denny's had 2 blown engines now. And I haven't seen that in a long time. But that's also got to look at all these other Toyotas. You know, that's how 2311 started a couple weeks ago with the brake rotors. All 3 of them were out there. So, but thank you, Sylvester, for subscribing. We appreciate you. We're trying to get to 33,700. If you haven't hit the subscribe yet, that would be awesome. Brown's odds are plus 1,800. And also for the Cup guys, the odds fall off pretty quick after SVG, Kyle Larson, and Christopher Bell. After that, it falls off pretty quick. So you got Jungle Juice Johnny. What's up? Good to see you. You already wear that hat, and now you're late. I'm supposed to give you a like, CeeLo. I guess I will, like, since Dennis done blew up. There you go. Thanks, T-Van. Appreciate it. Yeah, I got this hat last weekend. I'm happy with it. It's not the purple. You got to be liking that, T-Van, at least. At least it's black and gray. Got me 2 shirts as well, Denny Hamlin shirts. So they had a lot of the same shirt that I was going to buy in Nashville was on sale. So I bought that too. So, yep. Got some Denny stuff.
We're walking along other teams, drivers, team individuals.
Did Byron damage his car in the wall? I think it was just a scrape. I don't think he damaged it at all.
That's where the lines come into play that Alex described. Once you walk in, there is a tremendous footprint inside of Grant Park.
Keep hitting that like, trying to get to 100 likes. Help us out with the likes, y'all. 100 likes.
That's where fans can take a lot of pictures.
And a free lug nut. Yeah, that's right. I did get a free lug nut. Thanks there.
Areas where there's that fan engagement.
Old school lug nut, right, Cole?
Earlier this week, I marvel at the fact that certain things week in and week out, we have picked that up, dropped it in the middle of a major metropolitan city without one hiccup. And this is a sport that's very nimble in how they present things to fans and where they present them.
I'm a shock as he has the 4th best 5-lap average in the 67. Corey Heim will win tomorrow, Devil says.
Race fan. A general admission ticket gets you NASCAR Cup Series practice and pole qualifying. It gets you the NASCAR Xfinity Series race coming up.
What up, Big Wade?
Gets you
back. Yes, sir. Go Bells.
Band concert on the front stretch here where the fans can exit the grounds.
Zach Brown Band concert? What's up with that?
Lane where the Busch Light stage is right there. And Zach Brown Band's going to play a full concert for everybody. There's a heck of an event.
What's up with that? Why couldn't Zach Brown play in Atlanta, his home, you know?
This venue unique.
It really does. There's nothing.
That was for my birthday, Bobby. Get that merch. That's right, James. I gave you a full, actually in our vlog that I did a full tour of all the haulers and the merch. So you get to take a look at the merch. Every hauler that was available, I filmed. My birthday's tomorrow, Jermaine. Awesome. We'll sing happy birthday tomorrow.
Street race, but it's an atmosphere that is duplicated anywhere else in the sport.
It is not. As we wait for the Group B drivers to get on the track, gives us a chance to step away briefly from the NASCAR Chicago's
All right, Austin Hill, yeah, he's on the outside with SVG. So we're just waiting on Group B practice, 25 minutes. Yours is next Friday. Awesome. Good deal, y'all. All right. Carl says, "What's good, CeeLo? Hope you had a good fourth, brother. I just drove back to Maine from Cali with 2 kids and a dog. I deserve some CeeLo stream time relaxation." There you go, Carl. Glad you made it safe. That's a long way. Mountain Billy, what's going on? Hit the like. That's right. Thanks so much. Turning 24. Oh, Jermaine. So we are at 66 likes. We're trying to get to 100 likes here on our NASCAR Cup Series practice and qualifying stream for the Grant Park 165 here tomorrow. We'll be bringing that to you as well. Live coverage of that too. So make sure you look for that. The stream will be up later tomorrow or tonight for that, and I'll be on time as well for that tomorrow. David, thanks for subbing. Appreciate that. We're trying to get to 33,700. See so we can get there today. That would be awesome. Who will win in the Xfinity race? Well, SVG is on the pole, and Austin Hill, who's pretty good at road races, is on the outside. Connor Zillage, he wrecked during practice, so he's going to start in the very back of the pack. Should be interesting to watch. Can I show the replay of Hamlin blowing up? Right, you'd love to see that. No, I'm not going to do that. But yep, 2 bad races in a row. Could be 3 bad races in a row for Denny here on it. So I'm watching on True TV. I didn't know that for the race they have 2 channels, TNT and True TV, and they have different announcers on True TV and TNT. So I'll check that out tomorrow as well. Connor to the front, killing. I think he'll be okay. I just needs to jump the stage one time, right? Just needs to jump the stage and he'll be okay for Group A. We're in Group 2, just waiting on him to start. Let's see if I can refresh here. Practice 2. Nope. They got everybody in here now? Yes, they do. Okay, good. So they're actually gonna treat it the way it's supposed to. They got all. Here's your drivers for Group 2. Not Denny Hamlin. He wrecked. Well, look, Denny Hamlin's on the thing, so maybe he's in Group 2 now. Cody Ware, Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott, Catherine Legg, Kyle Larson, Austin Dillon, Chris Buescher, Alex Bowman, Ryan Preece, Ty Gibbs, Brad Keselowski, Ricky Stenhouse, Tyler Reddick, Bubba Wallace, Eric Jones, Zane Smith, Carson Hocevar, and Michael McDowell. All right, so there's that.
Well, and of course, no jokes about the PTSD here on the streets of Chicago.
You have merch. I need to do it. People have asked me multiple times to do merch, and I just haven't taken the time.
I'll give you a high five.
Jones, let's see a power.
One concern for this week, and we were harkening back to that, and I said, Blake, I think I saw more of your driver last year at Chicago than you did. And he just kind of chuckled and said, yeah, but we're not going to do that this year. So far, they put down some pretty fast laps, and narrowly stayed out of trouble, but stayed out.
Here's on the 23rd of June. Got a couple of Bills shirts. Nice, Raymond.
Challenges right now. He's with Chris Wilder.
Don't care as long as what happens, as long as SVG wins the Cup race and Austin Hill finishes in the top 10.
To look at the damage, but how much of that is pushing the car? What's the track conditions like in this heat? So obviously it was quick.
A good chance, Mike.
You know, temperature from so
Willie B.
Obviously pushed too far, just had too much shape there, and lost traction as soon as I turned in. This racetrack obviously changes over the course of the year with how cold it gets in the winter months, but do you notice a difference in the track kind of characteristics, the bumps, especially in turn 4 and 5? Probably difference. For a couple seconds slower than Sim. It's William Byron again, fastest in practice. Crew's still hard at work on his all-pro Chevrolet on the left side after catching a wall.
It's a different tire. There is, of course, Goodyear Racing tires that are a little bit of a different tire compound. It's the same one we raced at Mexico City at Circuit of the Americas earlier this year. So the teams know the tire. But what Williams said, his point, Mike, their simulation on the computer is based off of racing here in the 2 previous years, which was a completely different tire. And yeah, they're running about a second a lap or so, maybe touch more, slower than what they did before.
And the biggest question is, how will that tire give up over the long run here? How will that tire affect?
Yep.
If we
Haven't had it in a while.
Flag tomorrow, even in practice today, that's where a lot of the knowledge.
Sorry.
Much of that knowledge.
Chase Elliott. What do you think about that Chase Elliott paint scheme this week?
Hence the race conditions will evolve.
What about that Chase Elliott paint scheme this week? All black.
If we need them. Earlier in the week.
Where's my Chase fans? I see you, Chase. Where's my Chase fans?
Better, Alex, and perhaps maybe we can.
Chase. Big victory last week. Oh, man, Bronny.
William Byron put down a fast lap. His time was 1 minute 31 seconds and some change. Well, the qualifying record here set by Kyle
Yes, I have.
last year
I have,
was 1 minute
Cole.
27 seconds and some change. So they are significantly slower on this different tire. That
79 likes. So try to get to 100. Help us out with that 100 likes, y'all.
Minutes and 15 seconds remain, and the fastest of the Group 2 cars belongs to Ty Gibbs.
Ty Gibbs.
But the quickest in Group 2. Mike is right behind him in 17th. Eric Jones is there as well, along with Chris Buescher, Zane Smith.
Eric Jones in 19th spot.
I mean, what we saw earlier, fastest lap times were coming anywhere between the 3, 4, 5, 6 lap mark, and these drivers now are just putting up their second and third laps.
Yeah. I mean, William Byron, for reference, his fastest lap was his 7th lap. Will Brown was 3rd quickest. His fastest lap was his 9th.
Where's Bowman for practice? Let's see if he's in here.
So they're going to be able to pick up the pace. You mentioned Ty Gibbs being the fastest right now of the Group B drivers.
He's only completed 2 laps. He's 33rd. 33rd fastest for Bowman, San Diego kid. What's up, Miss Tom? Welcome back.
Here's Ty Gibbs. Very, very consistent here at the streets of Chicago with an average finish of 6th. He's led in both races, including having a shot to win last year. And before Ty time behind the wheel is Toyota, I said, what is it about this
drive-through only?
Road racing guy?
I've been to the Dwarf House one, too.
Really instilled some of the characteristics, the mechanics of road racing at a young age. But he said, really, it's the credit to the team and the race cars that Joe Gibbs Racing builds and prepares for the streets of Chicago. They feel like they're the most stuck to the racetrack. They never really deal with really upset race cars over the bumps. And he just feels like that when you have a car underneath.
Had a new member.
It's translated to confidence behind the wheel. So Tom,
see that.
To replicate another solid performance, they need it as far as the points are concerned. But certainly coming to this racetrack, Ty has this one circled as another one. They can go take the fight to drivers like Shane Van Gisbergen this weekend. So we'll see how it shakes out in practice, but certainly entering this weekend.
What's Jones 43 for practice? Let's see.
To get that first career win.
Let's go for a ride with Ty Gibbs. He is headed down the street right to the feet of Dave Moody in turn 6. Comes into 6, hard on the brakes, down, shifting all the way to
21st. 21st fastest, 92.088.
Watching Ty Gibbs make his way due west down Balboa Drive into turn number 7, now working his way through East Congress Plaza. Watching Ty Gibbs in his black Toyota swing.
I don't know, but I've been there.
8, 9, down into turn number 10, which is a right-hand corner. Now racing his way down South Michigan Avenue into turn 11, making a drive back onto Jackson and heading up to 12.
As he makes his way, he'll stand on the brakes, 90-degree right hand, turn number 12. New driver.
Miss Tom, where's Blaney? Oh, Bubba Wallace? Wow.
1 minute.
Bubba Wallace? Look at that, Miss Tom. Let me see those 23s.
Shot at the old leaderboard there. You've also got Michael McDowell, who in this group is 3rd overall.
He's fast here. Also, Kyle Busch.
Now is behind Tyler Reddick. Group 2 drivers are coming to life.
Last week's winner, Chase Elliott, now in the top 10. He's up to the 7th spot
Yeah, I've been through that little door, Jamie.
Group A drivers.
Look at Bubba Wallace. Bubba.
B drivers as they work their way around.
Bubbles?
Minutes remaining here in the B 25-minute practice. Bubba Wallace and William Byron are the fastest two so far. From the
All right, so Bubba Wallace on top of the leaderboard now. Willie B, Michael McDowell, Hocevar, SVG. Your top 5 in practice. Of course, this is not qualifying. We'll see what happens in qualifying, but Bubba Wallace, top of the leaderboard. Bad game race last week, getting involved in that big wreck with Christopher Bell and a bunch of other drivers in the first big one. But Denny barely missed that one and then calls the second one. But Bubba Wallace trying to regroup here. Hocevar in 4th. Hocevar. Now in 4th, Michael McDowell. I have McDowell in 4th, Hocevar in 5th, SVG in 6th. But according to, yeah, so that's it. So Wallace, Byron, Gibbs, McDowell, Hocevar, SVG, Mr. Busher, Reddick, Chase Elliott, and Kozlowski. Hocevar. But Bubba Wallace, look at him. Hocevar. Who won the first practice? Well, I guess you could say Willie B did or SVG did, but I want Ty Gibbs to win. He always seems like he's there, but then loses at the end there. So appreciate the ones coming in. Hit the like. We're trying to get to 100 likes. We're at 90. 10 more to go, as this is on True TV cable. If you don't get that, we would love you to be here because we'll be bringing them to you. Now, next week we will be off, but we'll be back for the following weekend at Dover, Delaware, the following weekend. Next weekend we're off because we'll be going out of town, going on a cruise, and so we'll be back for the Dover race the following Saturday. Please tell me he's not in first, CeeLo. A practice? Like that's like winning playing solitaire. Someone catch me up speed, please. How's Larson looking? Larson is has not been fast. Larson's in 14th fastest. 14th fastest for Larson. 14th fastest for Larson. CeeLo, what was the first NASCAR race you attended? Mine was May of 1975, where Petty won his 600 start at the World 600. Jamie, mine was the Pepsi 400 on a Saturday at Daytona. It was when they ran it at 10 a.m. in the morning. I can't tell you who won. It might have been Jeff Gordon. No, it was not. I was still, no. I'm not sure who won, but I know it was at Daytona. It was the Pepsi 400, and it was the morning race. The Firecracker 400, if you want to call it. That's what it used to be a long time ago. That shows my age as well. But yes, subscribe to the channel. Please do subscribe. How would it be to spend half your life on vacation? It would be nice, but unfortunately, that doesn't work. CeeLo gets a lot of time off from work. He can go on vacation. What did I miss with Byron practice? Heard something went wrong. He just scraped the wall. They're going to probably have to... but right now, he's in second fastest. No damage to Willie B whatsoever. So I'm going to the Pepsi race. It's going to rain in Chicago later. Yes, we'll get the rain tires out, and that's no big deal.
We've got a little bit of time left for others to make an impact, but right now it seems to be that Bubba Wallace is the fast car. It's not the only one. Speaking of those Spire Motorsports Chevrolets, Michael McDowell is up to position number 4. Let's get an update on McDriver.
McDowell pretty happy with his race car. Braking in turn number 12 is where they're concerned, or where they don't compare as well to Bubba Wallace. And these teams have all of the data, all of the what Bubba did, what Michael did, and everyone else. And right now, into turn number 12 is where Michael is working on this race car. I just catch up with Michael a little bit earlier today, and he just was concerned about.
Yes, it is hot, bro, Bobby.
This car's clean. Track position is so important. It's so good. Everything is so good for Michael McDowell. And
It's on the C-Dub. Yep, you're right, Mount Billy. C-Dub today. Battle Cam and Connor Zilich is the battle cam driver, in-car camera too. Shiley, you were there? I was there too. Shiley, you got to meet Willie B. Did you meet him outside the hauler? Because I was standing out there too. I didn't get to meet him, but I took a video of him signing autographs. That was a long line for William Byron. We actually got Chase Briscoe's. Actually, I did get an autograph this week. Got Chase Briscoe's autograph again. We have a Daytona 500 like plaque that we have. That when Ryan went to his very first 500, he got just some driver signatures. And just by chance, the ones he did get finished in the top 5 of the Daytona 500, including Austin Cindric when he won. The only one we didn't get was Chase Briscoe. And so last weekend, we completed that plaque with the top 5 drivers' autographs of the Daytona 500 in 2022. And he also signed the number 14. He didn't sign the 19, which was nice of him. I know he's not in the 14 anymore, but he thought that was pretty cool. And he signed it, Chase Briscoe, number 14. So that is complete, finally complete. We've been waiting and waiting and waiting to do it, and we got it done. So let's see here. Back to the chat. Did you see the big one in Atlanta? No, Jermaine. I was actually grilling a hamburger outside the camper when that happened, or I would have been in turn 4 with Tom. Let's see. Your least favorite cup track? I'm not a road course fan, so these road courses, I'm bored out of my mind. Not a big road course fan. Nashville 420 at Nashville Fairgrounds, 5 years old. If you want to count that, yes, I was at the Nashville Fairgrounds track. That's where my very first track was, on the Nashville Fairgrounds. That's where I learned the like racing. My aunt took me there. Bowman went from 33rd to 11th. He's turning it on. That's right. MJ, my first race was the Brickyard. 1 year before Chicagoland Speedway opened up and Dale died that year. I lived in Florence, South Carolina in the 90s, and it was minutes from Darlington, but never went. I wanted to definitely go to Darlington as well. I met him next to a gray building in the infield. Oh, so you were in the infield too, Shiley? We could have met up, Shiley. Oh, that sucks. We could have had a good time. All right. I like short tracks, yep.
Should say DePaul University teaming up with Michael McDowell and Spire Motorsports here this weekend in Chicago. Michael, 4.
Yeah, tomorrow at 1 o'clock. We'll be on at 12:30.
Continues to lead with 10 remaining.
Is Amal the Preston Partis number 50? I was his dad's house on Thursday. Good luck to him. Awesome, Sergeant Bob. So we are about 9 minutes left in practice. Bubba Wallace continues to lead the fastest practice. And then, of course, we got qualifying coming up after that. We'll do 2 groups as well. I'm a big fan of Watkins Glen, Chicago, not so much. You like road courses. I am not a road course fan. I've always said that. And I even put a poll, like, do you think that road courses should be part of this whole thing? Noon we'll start PRN broadcast. So keep on hitting that subscribe up there. We're trying to get to 33,700. If you haven't hit a subscribe yet, keep sharing the stream out as well, as we're watching on TNT Sports to bring you the best coverage. Returning to Charlotte from Florida, not knowing of Dale's passing, no one would pass the 3 hauler. They pulled over, allowed traffic to flow. Wow, I bet that's pretty cool. That was pretty cool to see. Read your last. My first NASCAR race was in 2023. Awesome, Liam.
Group 2 drivers in their practice session, getting set for tomorrow's big show here in Grant Park in Chicago. We heard in
Hunter likes. Thank you guys. Keep it in that like.
Group 1 drivers, the fastest driver at the time, William Byron, overdrove.
Uh-oh. Catherine Legg spins.
Turn. Splat the tire barrier. Doesn't appear to have done.
Catherine Legg.
She's underway. I've been watching her the last few times in turn 6, and just gets really dirty, left and right under braking. And that time it was more than she could handle.
Well, I was bringing up William Byron got the wall and did some damage to the left rear of his Chevrolet. Now Catherine Legg gets into the tire barrier.
What up, buddy? Dexter, good to see you, man. So there was a whole field, 25 cars involved. It was crazy. Crazy.
Your defending race winner of this event, Alex.
Favorite Cup driver ever? I guess DW is my very first NASCAR driver I've ever loved. Sterling Marlin as well.
But there is indeed some
awesome, Bob.
Wheel well, some of the good.
Yeah, what about Bubba?
Jacked up on the right side. They're looking up underneath, looking up under in the wheel well to check the toe link. So a lot of haste going on here for Alex Bowman, who, again, coming in as defending winner, spent some time with the media this morning and said there's something about being a race winner coming back.
Catherine Lake spun. They didn't even show it on TNT.
This racetrack
didn't even show it.
It's the last half of last year. They felt like this point in the season, this is a good time for them to come.
Boogity, one man.
The importance of this session and going into qualifying, which will really set them up for tomorrow. So now a little bit on the back foot as they diagnose the Ally Chevrolet. But right now the crew hoping it's not a tow link, but they're again diligently looking.
What about CeeLo Smoke?
That Alex Bowman certainly caught the wall.
Chris, what's up, man? Good to see you.
Let's talk about Alex Bowman. 2 top 5s in the last 3 races. A team that's still looking for their first win.
Daytona, 1981. We froze our butt off.
Plus 39 to the good. However, with this 8-race slate that remains, one bobble here, one bobble there, they could find themselves on the outside looking in.
Yeah, but I also like the fact that what Chris Wilner just reported.
Dick Trickle? There you go.
Extra bounce in their step when they came through the gates here today because they are the defending winner of this race. And heck, on road courses, the way the schedule works out here in the rest of the regular season, Bowman's got 6 top 10 finishes in the last 10 road course races. So there is a comfort level, I would think, with Alex Bowman right now.
Awesome, Chris. Hey, that's what YouTube's all for, man. You can watch on replay too. We appreciate the support.
Struggling to hang on to playoff potential.
At least she wasn't the slowest car out there. But yeah, TNT didn't even show it.
Is going head to head this week with Bubba Wallace. And by the way, Bubba is the fastest driver in practice right now.
Well, we talk about Alex
Bubba Wallace.
His successes of a year ago. Let's also start talking about a driver that as well shared success on a road course last year, specifically at Watkins Glen inside of the playoffs last fall. Speaking of Chris Buescher, Steve.
Yeah, it looked like it was fine.
You go to a road course in NASCAR and you go toe-to-toe with Shane Van Gisbergen and come up on the top side of it, you are proving your mettle on road course racing. And Chris Buescher isn't. He has got the best average finish. I think it's
I didn't see any damage.
Race car. So
another thing about TNT and True TV, there is no side-by-side. It's all full commercials. Thank you, Tony, for subscribing. Tony, we appreciate you joining our channel. You're going to love it. We appreciate you being here. Tony, thanks so much. And James Carlson, thanks for becoming a member, James. Appreciate you, James, for becoming a member. Group 2 average faster times. Well, yeah, I guess so, because, well, not really. Well, Willie B's still up there.
Race car. So Chris Buescher feeling really good, really racing.
Our first racing was dirt track. It really took off when Dale Jr. bought it. And shortly after that, sold it to Tony Stewart.
Chris Buescher, one of the top road racers in NASCAR, and we'll see what he does. Right
now. No, because it's not on you. It's not on Prime anymore. Oh, well, yeah, she might have had some damage. She just nailed that tire barrier.
The bubble trying to get in with points and ended up getting knocked out. Finally got their win on the road course at Watkins Glen International, but wow, that's a great feat in itself. It's too little too late as far as the championship goes. But Chris Buescher, yeah, in the Gen 7 race car or the next gen, Mike, he is phenomenal. 15 top 10s in 19 races on road courses. Average 8.79.
A girl can dream.
Best of anybody in NASCAR.
And this is not an indictment on his skills or.
It's been about 3 minutes left before qualifying begins.
Chris Buescher's name wasn't on the list until like in the past year. You see.
Yeah, she slammed the tire barrier. She did.
You know, mile-and-a-half racetracks, tracks like Michigan International Speedway, the 2-miler there. It is within the last year that he's really stepped up and he's really been able to maximize his day on tracks that turn left and right.
He is one of only 5 drivers this year that has top 10 finishes on both road courses we've had this year. so far, which had a finish of 7th at Circuit of
Yeah, he blew his engine.
in Mexico
So
City.
Denny's going to start in the back of the pack.
To get those top 10s.
Got 2 minutes and 45 seconds remaining in Group 2 practice for the Grand Park 165. Bubba Wallace is the fastest. Let's pick him up. He's just exiting turn 2 and headed up to Sawmill Lakeshore Drive. Here comes now Bubba Wallace working his way back up to full song on what is essentially the backstretch of this layout. Now he has to set up for the entry back into corner number 4. Again, under braking, has to swing wide around the outside.
Ooh, Chase, what's something happened with Chase? Oh no, he's just in the pits.
Turn number 5. Fastest car on the racetrack by only about a half of a tenth of a second.
What if FRM and 23 and one of the cars crash? They will make the race? Yes. There's still, that doesn't change. That starts next year. They don't lose their charter this year. It's for next year.
Turns 8 and 9. A lap ago, he came awfully close to.
We're looking at Bowman's right tire. Left rear tire.
Here is Bubba Wallace now coming into view through turn 8 into the right hander in turn number 9. He's got about 5 car lengths over the driver behind him. That's the machine of Kyle Busch.
I'm still all in with Denny. He's not a road course, right? One man. That's right. You are correct about that.
And he'll set up for turn number 12, which is a 90-degree right-hand turn. So he continues to stay on the track.
Yeah, Jamie, they will. JG is JGR.
Pit road. Bubba is like with just
Monster's not getting rid of their sponsor with Ty Gibbs.
going to stay on the track this entire session.
It's the plan, Alex, until just now. Crew Chief Charles and Ike said, why don't we go ahead and shut her down? Bubba has been pretty much radio silent this entire session, and we all know when a race car driver's not saying much on the radio, they must be pretty happy with the race car, and that's exactly what the team's telling me. Just making sure they got a good enough long-run gauge on where these new tires are at. Remember, the same tires we ran at Mexico City, but first time we have run them here in Chicago. So trying to get a gauge on where the wear is. Bubba did come down and say, we're starting to get looser at the end. But other than that, this McDonald's Toyota has been pretty stout. For
Ty Dillon is beating Keselowski in another upset. Could happen, Jermaine.
Watkins Glen last year felt like a weight was lifted, showing that he can road race and be competitive. Now he's got a really good race car to boot. We'll see what happens in qualifying. But Bubba gonna call this one short here as he's already climbed Toyota.
Bubba Wallace runs this course well, and we'll see what he's got in qualifying later this afternoon, and of course tomorrow in the race. You know, Alex, we've been documenting how drivers have been bouncing off the wall here, bouncing off the wall there. Well, NASCAR's most popular driver just has had an excursion as well.
Yeah, Chase Elliott hit the turn 4 wall on exit of the corner.
Chase, I see you, Chase.
Third Hendrick Motorsports Chevrolet to hit the wall.
What's up with that?
Elliott there will
Larson's neck.
Significant damages on his machine.
I see you, Chase.
This team are changing the toe link on the left rear on them. And on practice number 1, at the end of the practice, William Byron hit the wall as well. We're going to follow up with the William Byron pit.
Right. Ty Dillon's that Cinderella team in the tournament.
It's just wrapped up. Bubba Wallace is the fastest over.
Well, congratulations. Bubba Wallace's Group 2 practice ends. And now we're going to be moving to qualifying. As let's go through the field. I guess we'll back to Group A. Get rid of Group B. There's that. So qualifying for Group A. All right, so let's go through the field here, and this is both groups together for practice only. Bubba Wallace, Willie B, Chase Elliott, Ty Gibbs, Michael McDowell, Carson Hocevar, SVG, Chris Buescher, Tyler Reddick, Brad Keselowski, Alex Bowman, Will Brown, Ryan Preece, Noah Gragson, Kyle Larson, Zane Smith, AJ Allmendinger, Ryan Blaney, Christopher Bell, Ross Chastain, Corey Heim in 21st. 22nd is Todd Gillen, Eric Jones, John Hunter Nemechek, Kyle Busch, Austin Hill in the 33. I forgot he was in the 33 this weekend doing double duty. Chase Briscoe in 27th, Austin Cindric in 28th, 29th, Austin Dillon, Riley Herbst in 30th, 31st, Cole Custard, 32nd, Ricky Stenhouse, 33rd, Joey Logano, Daniel Suarez, 34th. 35th, Ty Dillon, who beat Denny. Josh Balicki, Justin Haley, Josh Berry, Catherine Legg, Cody Ware, and Denny Hamlin, who blew an engine apparently on lap 1 of practice. So there is your record there. Let's see if they got qualifying set up yet or not. Yeah, we do. All right, qualifying. Austin Hill's going to go first. Be wrong to me to change my drive loyalty, Georgia fan says. Thanks so much for the sub, Tanya. Appreciate you, Tanya, for the sub. Thank you so much. We're trying to get to 33,700. If you haven't subscribed already, we're less than 60 subs away from 33,700. The slowest open car will be going home. My guess says if a Cadillac had any sense, they would try and sign Connor Zilic over their F1 team. Chase Elliott, Brad Keselowski, question mark, Georgia fan says. Broom, broom. That's right, Regine.
William Byron, it's not. It's a very skilled bunch. You got the skilled driver, the crew chief. There's also a lot of skilled men back in Motorsports that are
late night last night on Broadway.
There's adversity that they're going to have to deal with, as with Denny Hamlin, who blew the engine early on as well. Drivers had a lot of success here leading laps. Just not quite ready to, or has not been able to break into victory lane on the streets of Chicago.
No, he's going to start last. He's not going to qualify either. So.
And his Toyota was top 10 in practice number 1 as he talks to teammate Chase Briscoe about their race cars.
No, it's not a hanger. But we did get home really late.
From the Anna and Robert H. Lurie Children's Hospital here in Chicago. So really cool artwork on this Toyota, and the car's pretty fast. So what do you think about qualifying here after watching that second?
How you going to do that, Bronny?
From your other teammates.
Well, I hope the track really gripped up. But I don't really feel that great about
Broad Street in Philly would be great for a street race.
Group 1 cars, the best ones, and then Group 2 really smoked us. So I don't know. It's
so do you need help moving when you do it?
But it's way better than we practiced.
No, I'm good.
It was a quick session. What did we learn about the new tire here? Obviously, we ran it at Mexico City, but this
Chase Elliott, Brad Keselowski equal. Oh, you're picking the winners. Okay, I got you, Georgia fan.
Didn't really have much fall off, and the points just continued to increase. It's not that way. It seems like it's really slippery for everybody out there, and I'm sure we're going to see a lot of guys slide around.
Take your time. Christopher Bell getting ready to climb aboard. He'll be in Group 1 for qualifying.
See Bell, let me see those 20s.
Craftsman Toyota ready to go.
I love that Craftsman paint job.
About maybe not being where they want to be at this point.
Christopher Bell right now, 19th overall in practice.
Copy the tab as new window to keep track of Group 1, then go to OG window and watch Group 2. Group 1 tracking from one window, the other group from... Okay, yeah, we can do that.
Well, the garage opened up, just walking around out on the front stretch, and I had a really good visit with him, and that's some of the things he was talking about. Yeah, it's
except the NASCAR ride with Grandpa's outfit.
and be standing there with the big trophy and the big check as well. So I think
oh God,
I understand this scenario. You can tell certainly by Christopher Bell's comments that they're a little bit confused right now. But I think that as a whole, we didn't have any rubber on the racetrack when Group 1 cars went.
These road courses, man, so boring.
To our point earlier, their fastest laps came deep into the practice session, whereas Group 2 drivers
I got you.
On a fully rubbered up racetrack were able to lay down some quick laps.
Christopher Bell has gone to victory lane a total of 4 times this year. He had that 3 in a row at Atlanta, Coda, and Phoenix, and of course he won the NASCAR.
Don't forget the dirty win against Logano. No North Carolina support for Ty Dillon.
The effort for Ross Chastain. Let's get an update on him with Steve Post.
Ross Chastain actually just jumped the walls, talking to a couple of his crew members down here. I know they felt pretty good above the race camp as far as that position goes. And
you think so? I don't think so.
In the cockpit of the
I am
we want to make sure that all the drivers
not a road course fan.
So Ross into that, and we'll see if we can catch up with him in just a little bit. So, Ross Chastain, really been fun to watch here because of Daniel Suarez and Shane Van Gisbergen. And Ross has really gone to school leaning on his teammates.
True.
And really trying to learn from them.
Georgia fan says
Stuff. But he is
kind of turning towards Elliott.
Catch up with him somewhere down the road.
Now, Chris Wilner, earlier you reported William Byron will not qualify because of the damage to the left rear of their race.
But it always rains there, everything.
That it's to be determined on Alex Bowman, the Hendrick teammate. What about another Hendrick car in Chase Elliott?
Now, I bet if I was there, I probably would enjoy it more.
Actually climbed out of his race car. We documented the right side damage, potentially suspension damage there after getting in the wall. Well, the crew just loaded up the car, and Chase Elliott walking with the crew back toward the garage area has withdrawn their car from this qualifying session. So more damage repairs going on for the Hendrick Motorsports camp, this time for Chase Elliott. Declined to comment on what happened, but is visibly frustrated as he decided to walk with the crew out on the hot side of pit lane and is taking that long walk.
Uh-oh, sums up with Chase.
It's going to be done back in the garage area while cars are on track and qualifying. But again, for Chase Elliott, what was a promising start to that practice session now ending with a failed opportunity to qualify.
You know, Alex, I didn't see all these challenges coming in. A lot of unknowns, obviously, when we race on this course, but I didn't see so many drivers having challenges in Xfinity practice and qualifying, and definitely not the Cup cars that we've seen. We were up to what?
So something's up with Chase.
That have had challenges in one form or fashion, and not see that coming at all.
No, I didn't either. But one thing I've noticed by virtue of watching cars go around the race course in different areas, and then the benefit of NASCAR TV, it seems like the city streets here have gotten a little more weathered in the fact that they're quite bumpy out there. Car bounces around. Clearly, they're losing grip. That may be creating some problems out there. Let's hear from another driver right now who just got done practicing. Speaking of Chris Buescher.
Yeah, we talked about Chris's prowess on road courses. Alex and Mike are in the booth are talking about the cars bouncing around. How has this course evolved since last year? Is it different than what it was last year with the conditions?
Yeah, maybe a little bit right now. It's a little slicker, but as far as the course layout goes, I feel like it stayed really consistent year to year. They did a good job with that. So, one of the things we were fighting last year was just on a little larger scale, but you know, we're learning every time we come out. This place is and turn forward, right? But proud of everybody on this bodyguard Ford Mustang.
City streets bumpy, you don't say? Jack says. Remember last year, didn't they have some trailers or equipment stolen? I don't remember about that, Joyce. I just remember the big rainstorm. I worked with MRN pit reporter Brett McMillan, also in 1984. Nice, Jamie. Hey, Sela, who gets out first? Can't see it on the board. It's not. They haven't done anything yet. Oh, sorry.
Hitting under green here and not having the super congested pit road. So,
all right.
Install is always important, but you know, maybe a little bit of road racing. So, be smart here today, smarter than last year. See if we can put this thing up front. Put us up for a nice race tomorrow.
A nice race tomorrow. That's what Chris Buescher's hoping for. We'll see what happens. Chris also coming off from 4 consecutive top 10 finishes over the last 4 weeks. So a lot of momentum, and this is one of the races.
How bumpy the track is. City streets, bumpy, you don't say. I like that one there, Jack.
They're knocking on the door. Well,
Keep hitting that like button for us, trying to get to 200 likes on this stream. Thank you.
And in the in-season challenge, Chris Buescher is going head-to-head with Zane Smith, and this may be a tighter head-to-head matchup than we all thought on the initial blush.
Yeah, I think so. And it's interesting that Chris Buescher, of the drivers remaining, is the highest.
Why is that, Frank?
To get out of Echo Park Speedway last week.
I'm just curious, Frank. Why? I want to hear your explanation. Give Frank his time. I want to hear Frank's time. Why, Frank? Give me an explanation why. Everybody has a right to an opinion, but Frank, if you're going to come in here and say that, you got to back it up, buddy. Mister, thanks for subbing. We appreciate you. But Frank, if you're going to come in here and say that, you got to back it up with some stuff. You can't just drop that and leave, you know? Come on, Frank. We didn't hide him, right? So he can talk. Come on, Frank. Let's see it. Give Frank his due. Well, Frank, thanks for typing in the chat. Thank you for typing at least 30 seconds. You paid me for typing that, so we appreciate you. Everybody tell Frank bye. See you, Frank. See you, Frank. See you later. Everybody tell Frank bye. Bye, Frank. Frank the Tank. That's his name. Frank the Tank. Bye, Frank. See you, Frank. I gave you an opportunity to talk. Frank is a Dylan fan. Oh, well. Sorry about that, Frank.
Found this course. Skyline. Sector 6.
See you, Frank. We enjoy you. Appreciate it. Thanks for the view.
Over. High rises. Beautiful blue skies. Just some puffy white clouds. Joked with some of the Chiefs during the week, but racing the Chicago Street Course after the last couple of
All right, here we go. Qualifying starting up here. We got Austin Cindric on the court. Like Eric Jones or that John Hunter Nemechek. He had a good run last week too. See ya.
You can't think of a better day either. I mean, yeah, it's hot, it's humid, but fans have come out in droves. Qualifying is underway. Some drivers are on the racetrack, including Austin Cindric, who's out there, Riley Hurts, Josh Malicki, Noah Gregson, Todd Gilliland.
Is there a problem? Holes the cars will fall in? Not. It's just not smooth. It's a street, you know.
on Lakeshore Drive, as we face the skyline, we face the racing surface. You got Lake Michigan, the sailboats, and also
17 minutes left here in qualifying Group 1.
That aquarium, which dates back to 1930, and you've got the Field Museum of Natural History, which actually has its origins back in the 1893 Columbian Exposition, the World's Fair, that took place there in Chicago.
I do.
Those buildings absolutely magnificent.
Okay.
The neoclassical architecture design, the giant columns, the big facade over the main entrance. The campus is gorgeous. It is absolutely beautiful, as one would expect, being part of the Chicago Park District. It's got a terraced lawn. Folks today are out picnicking. They got their bicycles. They're finding spots under shade trees. They're taking out.
Yeah, I'm watching on True TV. Yep. Watch it on silent on True TV. 17 minutes to go.
They turn and face the skyline with us.
Everybody say hi to Miss Spoon. Everybody else say hi.
Is taking the green flag. Let's catch up with the fastest driver in practice.
That's Bubba Wallace, who just climbed out of his Toyota after that group number 2. Bubba, your car's...
Elliott's team said he's not going out. Something happened to Chase, so they're not saying what's wrong with the car, but something's wrong with it.
Comfortable leaving the shop and just going through all the notes and stuff to show up.
What was going on? Everybody say hi to Spoon.
Difference for me is when you go race cars around, now it's a totally different game, right? So we can all go run fast.
What's the trophy? I don't know.
However many laps races out.
Bubba Wallace was the fastest in practice. We'll see what he can do on a qualifying run.
Chicago, for them, so it's always a special weekend.
Braxton so far the leader, but now Cindric.
Road course, you know it's a good day.
I'm gonna refresh just in case.
Exchange between lap 2 and lap 15 or whatever you ran.
Yeah, just
Let me refresh real quick.
the last 2 years, and I chased the 45, and I never know where my marks are by the time the race starts. I'm just trying to lay a fast lap down on lap 20. And so, Freddie.
Yep, I was right.
Just cruise mode. Let's figure out the rest. So.
Wallace in Group 2, yes. Group 2. Wallace in Group 2.
So far, so good. Big smile on his face. You mentioned a big weekend for McDonald's. Also a big weekend for 2311, of course.
Bubba Wallace.
Tonight, so hopefully he'll put on a good show.
Just the tone of his voice breeds optimism and breeds the opportunity of a
Pressure this time, right? Yeah. See what he can do on his run. But Graxton so far with cold custard. With that Andy's frozen custard on his sponsor.
Right now we are qualifying. Noah Gregson has gone to the top of the leaderboard here early in Group 1 qualifying, 20 minutes on the board as we continue to watch these.
Thank you, Mr. Jock Stitch, for subscribing just a little while ago. Appreciate you.
The landscape of Grant Park, Tim Califano. What about you at your end of the racetrack? Well, we're looking
Steven, good to see you, man. Appreciate you being here.
Track, and there's a lot to see in this section. We're looking at turns 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. But in between,
Hope SVG sweeps the weekend. I think it's going to be tough on this one here. I don't think he's going to be able to do it. That's just my opinion.
Number 7.
Lots of talented, lots of talent in this one here.
Many things have happened at that Hill Chicago in history. It has also been in some famous movies. So that's right at driver's left as they're turning off onto South Michigan Avenue in turn 7. Then they race north, headed down South Michigan Avenue into East Congress Plaza Drive. The reason why it's called East Congress Plaza is because right in the middle of turn 9, that's where the Congress Hotel stands. There are viewing sections for the fans all around this area of the course. To drivers' right, there is a purple Xfinity mobile barrier that is put against the left side of that section as the drivers are winding their way again through turns 9, 10, and 11. And once they jump out on
Bubbles said he's way better than Petty.
again, turn 11 is a nice viewing section for the
Look at Corey Heim out there on that track. I love that yellow 67. That looks nice. Robin Hood.
Well, the reason why I say that is because
Look at Brown. Look at Will Brown. Bam, on the pole.
Number 10, they're trying to carry us.
Yeah, I don't think he said that either, Jake.
The right-hand turn 11 as they're applying the brake pedal.
I don't think he said that.
Up and down over these city streets that are maybe
Larson under the radar. Could be, Rod.
wide, so it's very narrow in this.
Is that the run he ran at Kansas? Okay.
To see and plenty to take in on this side of the course.
Struggle a moment ago, gentlemen, for Corey.
Yeah, you can watch it for free.
Through turn number 4 here during qualifying, carrying a lot of speed through that right-hander coming off Lakeshore. When he got on to East Roosevelt,
Nemechek, 8th fastest. He's now on the pits.
He bounced it off the concrete, the Jersey barrier.
About 12 minutes left in this practice run. This qualifying run.
13 on the track right now. Minute 32.932, and also having some challenges in front of Kurt.
And Corey Heim is an open car. He had to qualify in on speed. So we'll find out exactly how significant the damage is on that machine. But that could be a devastating blow if he's not able to back out.
Yeah, I didn't think so either, Charles. We'll just keep that quiet there, Ray.
Champion making a run here for Colleague Racing tomorrow.
Ryan Blaney, 18 starts this season, 1 win. Of course, he was at Nashville when I was there.
Chastain Cole Custer, the fast 5, as we've got 12 minutes to go here in Group 1.
12 minutes to go here in Group 1. And Will Brown is on top of the leaderboard in that Chevrolet. Todd Gillen, Riley Herbst in 3rd. But of course, we have a whole another group session to go with. But SVG is in this group, and he has not made his run yet. So he is just waiting. Hamlin, which is not going to make a run. Blaney is out there now. Briscoe, Bell, Barry, Byron, and SVG are the remaining cars that have not made a run yet. But we'll see what happens. Welcome to Rookie. Who took it? Who took the welcome to Rookie? It doesn't say the name, but if you have appreciate the membership, I'm not sure who it is, but thank you for being a member of Rookie membership. We appreciate you. Thanks so much.
Married with children, that's the fountain that they prominently used in their
Love in the marriage, love in the marriage goes together like a horse and carriage. This I tell you, brother.
Right now, he exits turn 12 on a heater right now as he races across the start-finish line towards Dave Mooney in turn 1. Comes Blaney down front straightaway past those main grandstands down hard 90-degree left-hand turn number 1. Executed perfectly right up next to the safer barrier on exit. Now changes lanes to driver's left. Arcs his way into turn 2.
Brawny.
And up turn 2 for 3.
Here's Ryan Blaney.
It's Brawny.
Lakeshore Drive, the quick right-hander.
With an O, not an A. Oh, not an A, Chris. Ooh! Blaney almost hit the wall there. What's up, Gregor? Good to see you. Blaney on the pole? Not yet. Not even close to being on the pole. He's almost a second off. And Sam and Pig from Merrywood Children trying to qualify. Pig. Blaney.
Making his way to turn number 7, pops into view coming on the South Michigan Avenue. Now starts that long winding spiral through turns 9, 10, and 11 in East Congress Plaza.
SVG though on the court, and he is in the green.
Swing through 10 or 11, off of turn 11 and turn 12.
So that's
Now this is on True TV.
Is on the race course as well. First qualifying lap for Van Gisbergen.
He's from New Zealand. Yeah, he's a Kiwi.
He gets set for that run down there. See how he can negotiate. Shane Van Gisbergen on the course.
Yeah, this is on True TV. SPG and Blaney in the green as well. Blaney now in the green. Look at Blaney's run.
Flawless off turn 5. He is flawless coming off 5 and down the hill now headed for turn 6. Takes it all the way next to the wall.
I'm thinking Cody. Well, it's not going to be Rick Ware Racing anymore, but he said he wants a 3-car team. So good possibility he might end there, or he might end up in the Xfinity Series driving for Junior. Good possibility driving that 88 in the Xfinity Series.
In the middle of East Congress Plaza.
SVG in the green still. And there he is on the pole. SVG. Let me see those 88s. 88s in the chat, y'all. SVG.
And Shane Van Gisbergen goes to the top of the leaderboard.
SVG.
The fastest of everybody.
Oh, look at Chase Briscoe. Not for long. Not for long, Chase Briscoe.
It's a Van Gisbergen, Blaney, Suarez trio as they work their way around the course with Will Brown and Tom Gilliland rounding out the top 5. Let's check in at SVG's pit. Van Gisbergen cued the radio.
All right, well, interesting.
His lap was, he used an explosive.
Well, at least he's confident, Ray. At least he's confident.
And he wants a breather before he goes and does a true.
Yes. Briscoe knows how to qualify, man.
I told him you were P1, and he said, I'm going to take a breather, take one lap here just to catch my breath, and then go on another flyer and see if I can do even better.
Briscoe. Look at Briscoe. Let me see those 19s.
Chase Briscoe.
Chase.
The Indiana native now takes his Bass Pro Shops tracker votes.
Briscoe.
Or Mr. Pole Position winner here in 2025. He's got more than anybody. See if that time will be able to hold up for the rest of the season.
Look at Briscoe.
Let's check in with Corey.
Yeah, this is Group 1. Group 1.
The open battle drama is starting to heat up with
Group 1.
Their way into
Jose.
race, and one of those is Corey Heim, of course, who has Booty Barker.
I guess so. I never saw any damage to Chase's car.
Racetrack where he slapped.
And they showed it on TV. I didn't see any damage. There's shark blood now. Shark blood. I was so close to shark blood last Friday.
Racing, but one of the open cars, I believe it's going to be on this timing sheet, the Josh Balicki machine. They're saying you're 4/10 still slower than Josh Balicki. If you can
Or imagine some guy dressed up as Al Clone trying to qualify.
11 racing, but now Corey Heim has the monumental.
Did something to his left rear. Yeah, I never saw anything. SVG back on that track, trying to get the pole here.
So yeah,
back to the green for SVG.
Get into the race. You're already the slowest.
SVG's like, I want the pole. And 89.656 back on top of the pole. Go Kiwi, Bruce says. Back on the pole again is SVG. Briscoe's gonna have to go back out.
But here's the challenge.
88.
Big 4/10 up. When he goes to get that 4th 10th,
SVG.
car back in one piece. So we'll follow up on Corey Heim here in a moment.
Shane Van Gisbergen back on the track. We heard the report.
Keep hitting that like. Try to get to 200 likes. Help us out. The subs as well.
Now Shane Van Gisbergen.
Lizard.
Chevy working its way through Congress Plaza down towards Tim Cattle Famo.
Dropping those Kiwis.
Breaking into turn number 11 through the right-hander, bounces.
Suarez going to go back out. I mean, Briscoe again.
And he goes to the top of the leaderboard. The first
SVG.
90-second territory. A minute
And 89.656.
338 miles an hour.
Oh.
He was given a moment to catch his breath. Let the car regroup. He powers to the top of the leaderboard.
Steve Post, I would say that he had
It's not cheating again.
collect himself and go back out.
I don't think he was ever charged with cheating. You're at the race, Renzel. Awesome. Good to see you.
Radio the first time. Just reported on this. He said he messed up. Of course,
Briscoe, Bubbles, SVG, Barry will be the first 4 out.
Radio and said, oh yeah. And Chris said, yeah, you're right about that. You said quick time. So not only did he know he said quick time, he knew he nailed the lap as well. Shane Van Gisbergen to the top of the speed chart. I think he knocked nearly a second off from the lap around the racetrack.
Corey Heim is on a flyer right now. He's in front of Kurt Beck.
Corey Heim's 1 second under or over the pole here.
He's once again back on to South Columbus.
Comes down the hill now, heading towards 6. He's got some work to do.
Yeah, he might be able to qualify.
Shifting back on the hammer at the exit of turn number 6. Away from the
You ain't in the truck series right now, Corey Heim.
With those flashy numbers on the sides of his Toyota Camry, now works his way into East Congress Plaza Drive.
Just like that, he goes under 90 seconds. Oh, that's right. There's still Catherine Legg as well.
It's a little bit loose.
How many drivers? Just one? One driver won't make it?
And is now back on the throttle. Corey Heim needed 0.4 of a second, Alex, and he will not get it on that lap.
On that particular circuit. So Corey Heim, a valiant effort.
All right, one driver will not make the field.
Seconds remain here for the Group 1 qualifiers.
I think he just used that car up. He was in full sling mode on that lap. Now, on the racetrack, Christopher Bell, we heard from him a moment ago. Some concerns about the car. Question is, what does he have now? He's headed to 1 in Dave Moody.
Here he comes to turn number 1. Hugs that.
Yeah, Legs in the Group 2. Christopher Bell trying to get the pole. He's not even where close. He's 8th fastest so far.
Right-hander, and he splits out onto the back straightaway.
On the Lakeshore Drive, Christopher Bell with the red and black Toyota got the blackout hood treatment on his Camry as he comes back into corner number 4. Christopher Bell under braking now and downshifting, works his way through that hard right-hander across East Roosevelt. He goes. He's off turn 5. Christopher Bell setting sail up South Columbus.
Down the hill he comes on.
Name one other racetrack where a driver is the odds-on favorite, nearly a second faster than everyone else. No one. SVG deserves the respect of what he can do in a cup car, Nathan Scott says. Nathan, what's up, man? Good to see you.
Drive now on the South Michigan Avenue.
Wonder why Tennessee couldn't get practice and qualify.
From the right to the left into turn number 9. Bell now halfway through that long corner, gets a little bit loose, has to back out of the throttle. He's through turn 10, bumping his way down.
Country says, I don't want Catherine Legg to make the regs. Christopher Bell back on it. Oh, he just missed it.
Turn 4.
He was in the green for just a second.
The alternate start-finish line, and will stay in the number 9 position. So no improvement. While Joey Logano is back on the track with 1 minute to go in Group 1 qualifying.
Joey Logano working out turn 5, headed down to turn 6 right now. Logano.
Willie B not qualifying either.
As it were, getting to the end of Group 1 qualifying. We'll see what Joey Logano, what kind of numbers he can put up on the board. He's not really been a factor so far in this practice session or this qualifying session.
No, he is not, but he's going to stand on the brakes right now, bring his machine up off of the corner. Let's see what he can do here as he gets back around to the alternate start-finish line.
He's a road course ringer, Charles says.
The final 25 seconds or so remaining as we got a car that's off the pace and a bit of a problem. Another car's caught the wall.
Noah Gregson hits the wall.
askew in that machine. He is
Oh yeah, his tires is wobbling.
And he just told us before he went to qualify, the last thing he wanted to do was create more work for the team. He didn't want to have any problems. He's got problems big time. That is going to warrant. It looks like there's something wrong with the rear end of the race car.
Yeah, there's very little scuffs on the corner of the car. It almost looks like a suspension.
Yeah, the tires.
Maybe a loose wheel, something of that nature.
You picked the fine time to leave me loose wheel.
That race car. No damage on the left rear corner where that problem is.
If indeed there's a loose wheel, the last thing you want is for that thing to.
It's 6:45 a.m. here now. I might have to get to bed.
Damage on the left.
I understand that.
We have the ability to watch it on NASCAR TV. He has some slight scuff marks on that right corner, or on the left rear quarter panel, but that's where the wheel's wobbling around and whatnot. He's just trying to limp it back. Now, he appears to be going into turn 11 to 12, and he'll bring that car back on the pit road here in just a moment.
So he'll get that back. The team will diagnose the issue there with that is qualifying for Group 1.
How many cautions tomorrow? It'll be a lot, probably.
Chicago Street Course is brought to you on MRN.
All right, so Group 1 is over, and now we are going to Group 2. And SVG looks like he is so far on the pole. We'll see what happens here in Group 2. Group 2. Let me bring this over. We're now in Group 2. Group 2. The 11 blew up, yes. And Willie B scraped the wall. Chase Elliott had some issues as well. So Willie B and Denny Hamlin both did not qualify. So Willie B and Denny Hamlin not eligible for the race. Well, they will make the race, but they will start in the back of the pack. All right, Group 2 coming up here. We'll see what Bubba Wallace can do. We'll see what other drivers can do here and see if they can take the pole away from SVG, who is already on the pole for the Xfinity race that will be this afternoon. And let me put the pin message in that one as well. That's the Loop 110. You can do that right now. Where's that? All right. Join us for the Xfinity race next. Okay, paste. What's that? Pin message. All right, in the pin message above you is the link for the Xfinity race, the Loop 110. It'll start at 3:30. We'll be on at 3 o'clock. You know what? Let me check this. Let me check, because you know me. Let me see here. 3:30 start. We'll be on at 3 o'clock for, just make sure here. 3:30 race. All right, so we'll be on at 3 o'clock for pre-race ceremonies for the NASCAR Xfinity Series Loop 110. So 3 o'clock Central. That's pin message in there as well. And do that.
For tomorrow, and track position is going to be really tricky. So proud of just the lap in general. Could have been a lot worse for sure. Yeah, let's see what we got tomorrow now.
You mentioned the back half of the lap. I know turn 10 is a handful. Just how much are you fighting? It seemed like there's almost maybe a moment of lift in the front end of the car.
Yeah, I mean, it's all over the place. It's I feel like qualifying here is the most intense, most on the edge thing you do all year. Just there's no margin for error. If you when we get to Sonoma next week, if you miss a corner, you just go into the dirt or whatever. Here, you just hit the wall. So it's fun from the driver's side when you feel like you somewhat execute it.
All right. Mountain Billy dropping those 22s, Joey.
Cars are a handful. It's the least amount of grit we've had. So it's going to be fun tomorrow.
Cool off.
Yeah, thank you.
Chase Briscoe, a solid qualifying effort, second in that group here this afternoon.
Fast, yes, but to his point, Mike, it's a risk versus reward, because we've seen a lot of drivers get into the wall and create big problems for themselves.
I like what he said about this is the most challenging qualifying. So
I'll definitely watch it, Chris.
He's slipping at the time.
For sure.
You're really trying to
Can't come in right now, Chris. We're eating ice cream.
Don't step over that line.
I'm dropping the hammer, Harry. You boys know about Chinese inspection.
Here in just a moment. Money by a long way. And Shane Van Gisbergen and Steve Post.
I put a set of special tires you can pass on the outside. Cole, get me started, Chris.
It's pretty good, man.
I want you to go out there and hit the pace car.
It's really good. First lap was a good banker. Just did like a slow lap, thought about it, thought where I could improve, and then second lap.
Can Eric Jones keep up this momentum? I think so, country.
Changed the car a little bit, and it was pretty good.
Now we've got this second segment. Are you a good waiter?
Yes and no. Thankfully, I've got a good distraction in there. So my mind's already so to that. And this afternoon.
James.
Group number one.
Control what you can control. And he controlled his race car to the top of the leaderboard. Now he can just sit.
Absolutely, the hands down, the best movie ever, nerd says.
He won pole position also for the NASCAR Xfinity Series race. You can hear that live right here on MRN coming up at 4 o'clock Eastern Time. The Xfinity Series running the Loop 110.
That Jones boy.
This is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
All right, thanks so much for hanging out with us today, guys. We are in Group 2, final round of qualifying coming up for the NASCAR Cup Series, and we're going to find out who's going to lead the field to the green flag tomorrow. Should be it. We'll be online at 12:30 Central for a 1 o'clock start. Pre-race ceremonies and everything. We'll be on live today at 3 p.m. Central for the NASCAR Xfinity Series, 3 p.m. Central for that too, for the Loop 110. So we got about 20 minutes here for qualifying, 20 minutes for Group 2. And then I'm going to call it really quick. I have to leave really quick. I have to go take Spain somewhere really quick. So after that, we'll be on our way. Hopefully the Allied team fixed the toe link on the 48. Yeah, lots of issues for Hendrick Motorsports in their practices. Chase has got some issues. Willie B hit the wall. Toe link for Alex Bowman. The only one that hasn't had an issue is Kyle Larson. But this isn't over yet. So we'll see what happens with the Hendrick cars. Not looking too good here in Chicago. Denny Hamlin blew an engine, so he's put a backup car as well. So there's going to be a lot of strong drivers to the back of the pack tomorrow.
In Group 2, and that is Catherine Legg. She has to beat the time in just one lap. Is all it's going to take for Catherine Legg to be in the race. She's got to beat the time.
Final round of ice cream eating contest is next.
Drivers right now who are trying to get into this race. One team will miss the race.
Of course, Corey Heim having damage to his race car. If he is able to make the race, teams will need to make repairs to that Toyota Camry. Alex mentions Group 2 pulling onto the racetrack right now.
Scott McLaughlin would finish the race before everyone else except SVG finished stage 2.
Short drive. And the first
it's either going to be Catherine Legg or Corey Heim. Who do you think is going to get it? Who's going to get it? Legg or Heim?
Braking, because here's turn number 4. Turns the car back toward turn 5. He slicks a little bit up off of the corner, straightens course, and he's headed now to turn 6.
Ty Gibbs coming off a very strong effort in Mexico City a couple of weeks ago. Get the strategy and the caution.
Not hard to win for Chase to win at a road course starting in the rear. Exactly, boss.
Catch for 7.
Ty Gibbs racing through downtown.
What time's it in USA? Central time, it's 1:53 Central.
He's a bunch of traffic that is behind him. As a matter of fact, all those cars now starting to enter East Congress Plaza Drive. Here's Ty Gibbs racing down the turn number 10, the right-hand corner. Gibbs has got maybe 5 car lengths over Alex Bowman. Gibbs is through 11. So is Bowman. So is Austin Dillon.
So these cars now coming through.
Ty Gibbs was in the green there for just a little bit.
That alternate start finish line, a very important piece of property.
Yeah, because that is going to begin their flyer lap right now. Ty Gibbs at full speed headed to turn 1.
Ty Gibbs has led laps in each of the previous 2 Chicago street races. He'd love to do the same tomorrow afternoon. On the hammer now. Through turn number 1. Swings all the way to the driver's left. Trying to straighten out turn number 2. He's headed for the back straightaway.
And his black and green Toyota, Ty Gibbs
now approaching turn number 3 and gets ready to work his way through that right-hander. He continues on his way on the Sabo Lakeshore Drive. Comes into turn number 4. Negotiates the right-hander. The car gently moves out the driver's left. He swings it down through turn number 5, and he is once again northbound on South Columbus.
Ty Gibbs, Busher, Allmendinger, Bowman, all in the red on SVG.
He's got a pretty good lap going. Those cars that were in his rear view mirror.
Gano P3.
There's the racetrack he can.
Larson's in this one.
Hustling his black Toyota.
Tyler Reddick and Chase Elliott, who's not going to run.
Gibbs now in turn number 8 has clear racetrack out his front windshield. Goes to turn number 9. Now into turn 10. Ty Gibbs hard on the brake.
Do I have any candy today? No.
Then powers up off the corner.
And see,
He did.
Across the line, he will not knock
A
off.
129.656 for SVG.
Chris Fisher with a great lap. He'll go to third. We need to pick up right now on the course, Mike.
Mr. Busher. He's the fastest right now, but SVG still has the lead. The pole.
She's working her way around the course right now through turn number 7. Matter of fact, she's setting herself up to run through Congress.
You like Larson here.
Here is Catherine Lake now into view in turn number 10. Her baby green Toyota or Chevrolet.
What's with the 15-minute time lag? I don't know what you mean by that, James.
So Catherine Legg, we'll see where her time stacks up. Needs to beat the lap of Corey Heim. She is not going to be able to do it on this particular lap. So we'll see if she elects to stay on course or come off the track and cool things down just a bit. She is going to stay on the circuit, it looks like, for Catherine Legg. As a matter of fact, she now exits and heads to turn number 2. Catherine Legg in the Elf Cosmetics Chevrolet, and she works her way.
Trying to get to 200 likes. If you haven't hit the like for us, please do. That's our goal, 200 likes. Can you get us to 200 likes in 15 minutes? Help us out.
It's very narrow getting off of Lakeshore and on to East Roosevelt Road. Same situation this time by. Dave, if she doesn't make it on time here today, it will not be for lack of effort.
Yeah, Catherine Legg is going to give it everything she's got here. She's charging down the hill toward turn 6. The Austin Dillon machine is dead ahead. He is not up at speed. He's just getting ready to start on a flyer lap. Catherine Legg with a pretty good run through turn number 6. She'll spread out to the left-hand side, bypass the Austin Dillon car, and she heads for 7.
Today is going to be clear. Tomorrow, different story.
Chicago, Catherine Legg now into turn number 8, all by herself, trying to give her Camaro as much as she can and get as much speed out of the car as she hustles her way.
Yeah, he blew an engine, James. Danny blew an engine. Bad story for him.
She put up a lap faster.
You're a fan of Bristol.
No, she cannot.
It's going to be... I'm still in there. Oh, Catherine nailed the wall.
She understands there's still time to go. She did hit the wall just a bit with the left front corner of her race car out on the circuit.
3:30 Central. I'll be on at 3 p.m. Central.
She comes now around the course. She is closing in on that back side of the course, headed to Kurt Becker. She's going to give it one more go, Kurt. She's giving it all she's got.
Comes again, and she works her way off turn number 3, off the end of Lakeshore Drive. Under braking, downshifting, into turn number 4 she goes, across East Roosevelt, to another right-hander. That was
not bad, but she hit the wall, so it's going to slow her down tremendously.
Weekend, if she hopes to make this race, she comes charging downhill into turn number 6, where she got in trouble earlier. Deep entry this time, all the way to the safer barrier on exit. That was a pretty good run through turn 6 for Catherine Legg.
Watching Catherine Legg now turn off of turn number 7 in her Elf Chevrolet.
Elf.
East Congress Plaza Drive. Catherine Legg again trying to give this car one last effort.
Trying to get to 200 likes. Help us out. Those likes. Help us out. We got 12 minutes to go.
Now turns off of Congress on the South Michigan Avenue. Now on the East Jackson Drive goes Catherine Legg.
Trying to knock the car of Corey Heim back. Let's see what Catherine Legg can do. She did it.
Wow.
Just barely beats Corey Heim.
Wow. Catherine Legg.
Effort will be in the grand.
Oh, poor Corey Heim.
Heim will miss the race.
Oh,
Motorsports rejoicing as we speak.
wow.
Bumps Corey Heim.
He did it.
Ryan Priest has just taken his Priest has just taken his RFK Ford Mustang to position number 3. Let's check in with Dave Moody.
Well, he did that just as Catherine Legg was coming across the start-finish line to record that lap. Larson got too hot into turn 6, locked up all 4 corners, slid side saddle in.
Corey Heim will not make the race. He's going home. Bubba Wallace spun.
To refire, but you did drive away.
And there's trouble in turn 11.
Wallace.
Spun right in.
So much for that.
Zane Smith. Ford Mustang.
Oh, look who's fastest in practice. Group 2, Rowdy and McDowell.
It's a blind corner for those drivers going down into 11. They cannot.
But Rowdy third fastest right now. Where's my Rowdy friends? Where's my Rowdy friends in that Slurpee?
Take his car immediately to pit lane, catch his breath, regroup, and go back out, try to give it another shot.
Rowdy.
What a qualifying effort. She's going
Job.
Listen to the radio. You just realize how elite and how hard he's at.
Heim time. Now home time. That's right.
Catherine Legg. It was really quiet on the radio for the first 2 laps there. They just read her time and told her that's not good enough. The last lap, I think the time was 36. They said 36. And she came off the final corner and she says, "Is that good enough?" And they said, "Yes, you're in." And there was silence, and then she might have gotten real emotional in the car. She said, "Guys, I fought so hard." And then there was another pause, and a couple of guys said, "Nice."
Tyler Reddick in now. He's third fastest. Michael McDowell on the outside pole right now in P2.
Good job. We can fix the race car.
Yeah, she worked hard on that one.
Racing channel here in Chicago. So I just love the story of athletes and trying to perform whatever level they're at. Running up the front of the field or trying to stretch and claw your way in. Catherine Legg.
10 minutes left here in qualifying. Who's going to beat SBG?
She definitely stepped up on that last lap, and she has punted Corey Heim out of this race as things.
29 likes to go to 200. Help us out.
Be racing tomorrow on the racetrack.
Yeah, Bubba almost collected Ty Dillon.
Bowman coming, and the rest of qualifying.
What was it? Was it Ty Dillon?
Identification.
He almost hit Zane Smith. He almost hit Eric Jones. Bubba spun and then trying to get sideways. Zane Smith almost hit him. Eric Jones almost hit him. So much for Bubba Wallace being fastest in practice. We'll see what he can do in the race. But he's probably not going to get the pole. SVG still on the pole by almost a whole second by Michael McDowell. Bad Brad Keselowski, he's now spun.
Pittsburgh is atop the leaderboard. Michael McDowell has just gone to second, with Tyler Reddick in third, Chase Briscoe fourth, Kurt Busch make that Kyle Busch in the fifth position, less than 9.
Keselowski a problem on the race.
Keselowski's spinning.
He's been able to
McDowell, I'm rooting for. I love that guy.
With the left rear corner and basically kick back into play. Bransky will drive on. And Michael McDowell going to second lap, Mike, that's big to me because he did that on his very first lap. Where Shane Van Gisbergen's fastest lap was his third lap. He's going to stay on the course and try to dig. See if Michael
McDowell going to try to get the pole here.
Van Gisbergen.
Let's pick him up on the course. So he turned 2 and out on Sabo. Let's send him down to Kirk.
Qualifying monster.
Negotiate turn 3 again. That's just a quick kick along this back straightaway, if you will. Here's McDowell now. He is under.
Keep hitting that subscribe. We're trying to get to 33,650. We need 4 more subscribers, and we need 23 likes to 200. 200 likes. Help us out. Yeah, probably, sir. $3.80 is good. They've just made a law in New Zealand where I can't bet on horses or sports on overseas sites.
Inspire Motorsports and a veteran on the road course is doing his best effort to give this car a good qualifying effort this afternoon. Michael McDowell now in the East Coast.
Michael McDowell's still slow, though.
Turn 8, turn 9, now races his way down to turn 10. It's the Paul Chevrolet Camaro setting up for turn 11. He's hard on the brakes and clears that corner.
So he makes his way up through the alternate start-finish line. Not quite good enough to knock Shane Van Gisbergen off the top of the leaderboard. One driver that's elated. No, not a pole speed post, but we'll be racing tomorrow.
What a scene down here. Ross Chastain just came up and gave her a hug. Right down here, Catherine, you described how hard this was.
Catherine Legg here.
What does it mean?
They're like driving like animals.
Switch this year.
It's actually a lot of pressure. I was thinking about, BJ said, you've done 8,500 right in there. And honestly, I feel like this is almost worse in a way because there I have a level of comfort that
Hocevar there. I like the Hocevar paint job as well.
it's like straight away. I don't have any, we have 20 minutes practice, so I don't have any real time to find my legs.
Two of the Spire cars are the fastest here in practice, and they're second and third.
Super proud of the guys. I messed up in practice, and
I think he's got a. I mean, he was in the top 5. He's in the 6th spot right now.
3 times just trying to put it in the show. So they've got some work to do now, unfortunately. My bad. But I'll probably do what I've done in all of the stock car races.
Larson go give it one more run here. 5 minutes left.
The second one, and then last one, I would.
What does it mean to you, Ross Chastain just come over?
Where's Recky?
What does it mean to you, the respect factor of your competitors?
Stenhouse is 20th, I think. 13th, sorry, 13th.
You can tell a lot about the character of the other drivers and the
13th, but 20th overall.
Treat the other people in the paddock, and it is one of the nicest paddocks to be in. I think I don't know very many people yet, but so far everybody's been super nice. And I raced with Ross like 2018, I think, when I did a couple of Xfinity races. It was awesome then, and it hasn't. He's still awesome now. If it wasn't me, it would have gone to my head. But
You better have some chocolate cake. I don't know. I don't think we're gonna make it this weekend.
I do really, really appreciate the support. I appreciate the support of Chevy, and RCR helps us a bunch, and I get to go and drive on the sim, and so things like that are invaluable, and they're making a big difference in the sport, because when we bring the next young drivers up through, that's what's going to support them to get to the top of the grid.
And runs like today are awful impressive. That is Catherine Legg. She'll be racing here tomorrow on the streets of Chicago.
And the significance of what she's just accomplished, Alex, is something that hasn't been done in 8 years outside of the Daytona 500. We've not sent cars home outside.
Top 5 for Harrison Burton. I'll take that.
It really is remarkable. It's
Larson tried for the pole here. One last shot. He's 38th fastest right now.
The sport of NASCAR Cup Series racing is, quite frankly, as there are teams that want to.
My pick for today for the Xfinity race is SVG. My dark horse is Chris Buescher. No, is oh heck, who did I say?
In qualifying,
Austin Hill. And here I got Christopher Bell and Chris Buescher.
Making the race. The opposite side of that coin is the agony of defeat. And let's check in with Chris Wilder.
Yeah, the scene very somber down here in the
3 minutes left here.
For Corey Heim. Corey opting not to have a word with us, just trying to collect his thoughts. Booty Barker, the crew chief, just getting Corey to, really just try to compartmentalize what just happened. Corey's a fierce competitor. We know that. In the Craftsman Truck Series, he's used to winning. He's now in the championship hunt this year in 2025. But this is a big opportunity for Corey to show what he can do on the Cup Series level. And this was a big race for him with all his.
Can he just go to the Xfinity Series and just do his thing?
Face the whole team. Corey, as soon as Catherine put up that lap, just dropped.
Thank you, Mary N, for subscribing. Mary, thank you so much.
So if this doesn't show you what this means to Corey Heim and anyone else in this field, what it would be like to be a part of this race.
17 to go. 17 likes to go to 200. We got 2 minutes and 54 seconds. Get us to 200 likes.
This is big shot here on his first road course start, but he'll have to wait till another opportunity.
On my TV, it says that Byron is like 37th place, but on this, it says he's second.
Just getting his lap in. He'll go to 14th.
On where? Not on mine.
Kyle Larson. It's like he's going
Make sure you're not qualifying 1.
to try to get a little bit more.
He never qualified.
Here in qualifying for tomorrow's race.
After Bubba Wallace spun a few laps ago, or a few moments ago, I should say, immediately took the car back to pit road, just pushed him out. And he is on his warm-up lap right now. So as he comes up,
One last chance for Bubba.
6 and 7, when he crosses the alternate start-finish line out of turn 11, that's when his lap of record will begin.
Yeah, Jack Perkins in the 19. He's fast.
Spin, and it's good enough for 38 of the 41 cars. However, Byron, Elliott, and Hamlin have never taken
Minute 53 seconds to go.
Before that happened.
So Byron and Hamlin did not make a run, so they're going to start last.
Drivers are not qualifying, and they are big names in the sport of NASCAR.
And Chase Elliott.
Denny Hamlin blew an engine on the opening lap of practice. They happen to change it. He's not qualifying. Chase Elliott and William Byron both hit the wall in practice.
Why are you behind the cast? I don't know what you're talking about. What cast are you talking about?
William Byron, Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin will start at the back of the field.
Oh, why am I behind on the cast? I don't know.
Motorsport Chevrolet. While out on the course as we
because I'm watching on YouTube TV. And Bubba spins again. I'm watching on YouTube TV. That's why. Bubba spins again. Trying too hard. 1 minute left.
Team decided to go ahead and fix it and qualify the car. Now, the big reason there is to see what they have for tomorrow and get some laps on this car. But the detriment to that is because they changed the tow link, that goes against NASCAR rules.
So the car that was fastest in practice in Group 2 is going to be way in the back.
Alex has done a really great job in this session, being in the top 10 most of it. This time will not stand it again. He will start at the rear of the field tomorrow. So Blake Harris, the crew chief, opting to go ahead and fix the damage.
Gotta be the spotter's fault, Brian says. Yeah, he's locked it up. And right back into the tire barrier, too.
Fine, well, he's going to have to pick off a lot of race cars tomorrow.
Bubba Wallace has gone onto the racetrack, Alex, and he spun again. He's backed the car into the turn 2 tire pack. And the red flag has come out with 56 seconds to go.
Talk about a turn of events. Bubba Wallace was the fastest in practice of everybody. Twice now in
Bubba calls us a red flag.
Now, Bubba Wallace, we have a red flag with 56 seconds to go in qualifying. He's going to have to regroup and try to do it again, but on the same set of tires. He can't change tires in qualifying, so he spun twice on this set of Goodyears. He's going to have to go out and try to do it.
No luck, Bubba.
Michael McDowell, who sits second on the leaderboard.
Michael McDowell down here, and we're just getting word, Michael, that qualified.
Good to see you, Brian.
So you're going to start on the front row. Describe the lap. Did you get everything out of it, or are you regretting some portions of it?
Inspired Motorsports, this all University Chevy was close. I'm also bummed though, to be that far off in SVG.
Maybe they'll give him another chance. It is Chicago. I don't think so.
So we'll go back, we'll look at
It's not over yet. They got 56 seconds to go, but I'm definitely gonna have to end it here because I gotta be back by 3. I don't think anybody's gonna challenge SVG. I don't think so.
Just gotta execute a perfect day and keep track position. And,
I just don't think so.
Potential chance of weather, so that's gonna mix things up. Timing that just right, when you slicks, when you wets, all that stuff. Some out. So, like I said, I focus on today, and then we'll worry about tomorrow. But we're in the game.
That is Michael McDowell, and yes, indeed, he is in the game. He will start second.
All right.
Yeah, Michael McDowell, great qualifying effort. As a matter of fact, Spire goes second and third. Carson Hocevar being third. However, the man of the hour is Shane Van Gisbergen. Let's hear from him now.
Yeah, Shane Van Gisbergen getting his 3rd career.
Okay, so they ended it with 56 seconds to go. They end it. SVG gets the pole. Congratulations, SVG's on the pole for today's race and tomorrow's race. And that is it. Congratulations to SVG on the pole for both. Michael McDowell is going to be up there as well on the outside pole. Catherine Legg makes the race. Corey Heim, kind of humble Corey Heim just a little bit as he's bad. He's so dominant in the truck series. Bring him down to earth just a little bit, but he's very upset they wouldn't talk to him. Corey Heim is the lone DNQ, so congratulations, Catherine Legg, her 3rd start this season. 2nd on a road course for the NASCAR Cup Series. She finished 32nd at New Mexico, so we'll see how she can do tomorrow. But thank you guys for watching this afternoon. We'll be back for NASCAR Xfinity Series Loop 110 The pin message is in there. You'll also be redirected. So thank you guys so much. We will see you in just a little bit. I'll try to be on as quick as possible by 3 as possible. I got to run and come back. So thank you guys. We'll see you soon. I want to thank my lovely wife, Spain, for everything she does behind the scenes. My mods for moderating. I want to thank Frank for coming by and saying hi. We appreciate him paying us. We thank you, Frank. And I want to thank my members for their hard-earned money. And I want to thank you for watching, especially Frank for watching. I know you're not here, but we're going to give you props anyways. Appreciate it. We'll see you soon. We'll see you in about 45 minutes. Have a good day. If we don't like the Xfinity Series, you're just here for the Cup Series. We'll see you tomorrow afternoon about 12:30 Central. Peace out, and thank you, Frankie.